Hello there, I'm Lucia Maggioni, a second-year PhD student, supervised by Professor Sartosato, and today I'm going to talk about biomarkers for the clinical characterization and the course of depression. The area of my research is biological psychiatry, which is an area of psychiatry that investigates the biological factors of mental disorders, such as genetics, hormones, and brain chemicals. The focus is on depression, which is the second leading cause of disability worldwide. Now, to give you an idea of how frequent is depression, let's think about a group of 5 friends. In the course of their lifetime, one of them will experience an episode of major depressive disorder. Major depressive disorder is characterized by different types of symptoms, such as fatigue, low mood, problems with sleep and appetite. Now, look at the person on your right. Do you think she's affected by depression or just sick? Well, actually, she's both. When you're sick, you kinda experience some of the same symptoms of depression. But why is that? In both situations, your brain is activating the defense system in order to answer to a threat. How does this work? So, imagine you decide to go camping and you want to enjoy the weather outside. You open the door and you see this. Now, I just activated your defense system. So, in depression, it's like you're constantly experiencing an encounter with the bear. Your brain is constantly activated and your defense system too, because they are trying to prepare you to answer to the threat. This causes a chronic inflammation that translates into disrupted brain processes and symptoms like low mood and fatigue. So, having depression is like being in a building that is on fire. You don't know when the fire started and what caused it, but you see that something is wrong and you can also feel it. So, in people that suffers from depression, the processes involved in the disruption caused by the inflammation are all of these, and it is very complicated to show you how they all work. In my research, we are gonna focus only on these 3: cortisol, cytokines, and microbiota. In fact, in people with depression, it was found higher levels of cortisol and pro-inflammatory cytokines, and also a poor diversity of the microbiota. So what are we gonna do? First of all, we selected a specific sample composed of healthcare staff, because we know from literature that almost 30% of them tend to report depressive symptoms. We then are going to be collecting biomarkers, and after this we are going to collect information about psychological variables, and also we are going to assess the diagnosis. After this, we are going to provide the participant with a treatment that will last 6 months. And at the end of the treatment, we are going to collect again the biomarkers. So the trial didn't start yet, but as an expected outcome, we think we are going to find the same result that are reported in literature. So 30% of people will probably show depressive symptoms. Also, as a result, we expect to find a decrease in the inflammation levels. That means we are going to find lower levels of cortisol and lower levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines. And also, we are going to increase the diversity of the microbiota. But now that I give you all of this information, why should you care? Well, detecting inflammatory biomarkers not only help us to act on time on an occurring inflammation that degenerates into a chronic condition, but also it helps us to do a better diagnosis and, as a consequence, a better treatment. Finally, since we are focusing on healthcare workers and mental health, a happy doctor means an happy patient. And whether we like it or not, at some point in life, we are all gonna be patient. So this is why this research is fundamental.